Marcus,
Mm.
you ever thought that you were my twin flame?
I mean, I do know that you and my wife are very similar in many different ways.
So you're saying that she's the flame that you have sex with? And I'm the flame that you work with?
Yeah.
But that doesn't. I don't think you understand the term of twin flame, though, because it's one person.
Well, I do recall that at one point, Twin Flames did talk about there being a third flame, although the third flame was the baby. So maybe you're our baby.
I'm the baby. But you have to build a harmonious twin flame union in HTFU. I think that's also really, really important. I think we need to work on that I think, honestly, you might need to switch to working with Carolina more and having sex with me more. Because I remember, and if in the words of Shia Leo, what's her last name?
I can't remember.
Shia Leo Dumper? I know you. I remember what it was like feeling complete without my man. My life felt like it was on hold waiting for him when everything I did was just to find him and to be with him. I felt lost, lonely. I ached for completion. Struggled to keep the light of hope alive in my heart. Oh, you feel like that before we met?
I did. I felt like I was struggling to keep the hope of my light alive in my heart.
Decided to keep going.
Does that mean doing a lot of cocaine and watching nothing but Nazi documentaries?
I think you were just having fun. All right? I
was not. It was a horrible time in my life.
So you finally decided to answer the call of love.
Yeah, I did.
Right, and this love has changed us fundamentally.
Has it?
Yeah.
I believe it has, actually.
I think it really, unfortunately,
I eat a lot
has.
more weird meats than I used to.
Well, you ate weird meats before.
I did. Now I have a yearning for it. I yearn. I learned. Welcome to Side Stories, ladies and gentlemen. My name's Marcus Parks. I'm learning and yearning.
I'm Shia Leo Dumper, ready to get my face filled out with love. The only cult to get people fatter.
We're talking about twin flames here. Twin flames.
Twin flame universe.
Twin flame universe. Excuse me. There's a couple of documentaries out about it right now. There's one on Netflix, one on Amazon. It's kind of like how Nexium had two documentaries at the same time. But this is a fascinating cult because it's completely online aside from a couple of meetups.
Yeah, it's Zoom based.
Yeah, it's a Zoom based. It's not even a YouTube cult. It's a Zoom based cult in which this married couple are bringing in lonely people, mostly women, and telling them that their life is not complete until they find their twin flame.
You have to have a twin flame, and guess what? It's either masculine or feminine.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter what you showed up as. And that guy, Jeff, a guy named Jeff, who is the way I saw him. I watched the Netflix one last night, the Netflix documentary.
Yeah, that's the only one I saw as well.
Jeff, I hate the term alpha beta.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But if you were going to choose a single man to be next to a picture of a man next to the words beta.
Yeah.
In a dictionary, it would be this Jeff man.
Beta and alpha's clothing.
Yes, he is so gross. He looks like a version of a guy who gets cheated on in a picture in an Onion article. He's got long, stringy black hair. He's got his wife, Shia Lea. Her name's fucking Megan. She changed it to be vaguely Native American.
Yeah. I don't know. Shia Lea, I have no idea where that name. It's like when someone names their daughter like Michaela Mom in order to be original.
But he tells you if you're a woman. He tells you if you're a man. He tells you if you're going to have sex with a woman. He tells you if you're going to have sex with a man, depending on what their energy is and what he decides you do.
Well, that's how the occult eventually evolved, because where it started is that you've got these two people, they're bringing lonely people in who are saying that they're having a hard time finding the love of their life, finding their twin flame. And so these people started telling them, like, you have your twin flame, you've met your twin flame. They ask, like, who do you like right now? And so, like, well, I like this guy,
This
George.
one man sent a message to me on Facebook. Because
Yeah.
they're all, unfortunately, everybody's extremely lonely and they are hard up.
Yeah.
Inside of the twin flame universe, they are hard up and they are there ready
Very hard up.
to be told by a stringy-haired, weasel-faced man with his newly Native American wife.
Yeah.
That you took up. You actually already met him. He put a heart on your Instagram post the other day.
Yeah. And then they say, you have to pursue this man. Pursue him.
Against all costs, anything.
full court press pursue this man. And some of these women followed this advice to such a degree that they got restraining orders put against them.
Persistence. And I think it's important to see. And even that one poor lady who broke her back and then, well, I say poor lady, and then turned into a full-on dangerous stalker with multiple different restraining orders put against her.
Yeah.
All because, and they kept being like, get back in there.
Yeah.
He's your twin flame. And
Yeah.
then you were sending these rambling texts to somebody who's like, I'm gay. Leave me alone.
I mean, the one that was the most dangerous is this young girl. I think she was 19, and these twin flames leaders, this guy and this girl, told her that her twin flame was a felon in Utah.
Some guy who randomly messaged a cute redhead on Facebook.
Yeah, and they told her, that's your twin flame. What are you doing living across because she lived in like Massachusetts or something.
Well, she was like, it's hard for me to have him to come to live with me. It's hard for him to come live with me because he has these felonies, legal implications. And they're like, fucking go to him, bitch.
He had an ankle bracelet. That's why he couldn't leave. He's like, he's, on probation and he can't really leave his house or his county. And they're like, what are you doing staying in Massachusetts?
Go to the bracelet. The bracelet's keeping your twin flame over there.
You gotta go to Provo, fucking Utah.
Of course.
And so she gets there and
he's got a rat tail.
Yeah, he's got a rat tail and he's doing a lot of drugs. Yeah. Like he's still doing it.
I just feel like his personal life is very dark. And they're like, excellent. Now we can see how hard your twin flames burn together.
Yeah. And the cult, everything just kept continuing because, as we know in cults, you have to keep upping the ante. You have to keep adding activities.
Well, because they also really start making money. They have to make money somehow, guys. First of all, I'm trying to think of what our idea is. Natalie and I were sitting last night and really kind of come down. So with Twin Flame, you have to buy teaching packages from Jeff and the Native American woman. And then when you do fake.
She's not Native American.
No, she's not. And so they go and they teach you
Her
a bunch
name's
of classes.
Megan.
Yeah, her name's Megan. I'm just going to call her Megan.
Just call her Megan,
Jeff
please.
and Megan, right?
Jeff and Megan.
They're going to teach you how to teach other people how to guess that your twin flame is right there, because guess who their twin flame is, whoever it is that you were talking to currently, right? Yeah. It's called the Twin Flame Ascension Coaching world.
And
right?
this is where the MLM comes into it.
Yes, because then you buy the classes and then you reach such a level, you've done so many classes in such a good way that now you need to go bring in other coaches. They're going to bring money into the system as well. You sort of get a cut, but mostly they just put you to work in another place. And then I do think they're doing the thing where they're going to pay for you to live somewhere. They're doing the Scientology thing. LRH.
I mean,
where would these people be without my man?
Dude, I know, because I see it. I watch this thing, and they use a lot of the same language. They use
so lazy.
It really is. I mean, I wondered about it because that's something that we talk about a lot in cult episodes, where it seems like there is in some people an innate power, an innate knowledge of how to be a cult leader. They just know how to do it.
It's going to 3 years of an MBA.
You have like Rock Terrio, who had zero exposure to cults. He hadn't studied anything. Jim Jones, the same way, had zero exposure to any of this stuff, and yet they somehow innately knew how to control people and how to build a cult and how to get people to do whatever the fuck they wanted them to do. And this guy has the same thing. And it's weird to think about how Scientology, I don't know if he's smart enough to have actually studied Scientology in order to use some of the terms.
We know that Keith Raniere was.
Yeah, Keith Raniere was, but Keith Raniere is on a different level.
He's also an asshole.
Yeah, he's an asshole, but he's also he's calculating on a level that none of the rest of these guys are.
Think about how much of a dumpy fucking loser you have to be that Keith Raniere is an impressive version of you.
Yeah.
It is hard.
But it makes me wonder how much of this Scientology became so ubiquitous, how many of these
high control groups are educated in the process of running a high control group?
The nomenclature. That's the word that I'm looking for, is that they use
the processes and the tactics.
Yeah, they use that. They use a lot of the same nomenclature, a lot of the same words, a lot of the same tactics to bring people in. Yes.
Twin Flames is using clear the block.
Yeah, clear the block.
Right? Yeah, if he doesn't want to fuck you, it's because you haven't cleared your own blocks. Which doesn't even make any sense because then it's still the other guy who's trying to. It's the whole thing. Again, it doesn't make any sense.
Well, they also have a very the basis of control in this group is something that is very similar to Scientology practices, the mirror exercise.
Yeah.
Like that is very Scientology.
It's you talking to yourself about yourself.
Well, it's what it is they
they tell you that you're wrong about the thoughts that you're having about yourself.
Well, it's that you're having a thought about your twin flame or somebody else or your doubt.
Who's not in the goddamn room.
It was
There's someplace else.
There's someplace else.
This is a Zoom-based cult.